go and do my, see who signed in for things during this 5-minute break. Rick Canales in the house. Uh-oh, the big guys came in. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. No, but they were saying that they might do it in the community room, show it on the big screen.
Yeah. No, I want to harass the guy in front of you.
We brought the power.
Hey, we love having you here, but we said some patrons of Cherry Ridge, and you live in one of the cottages outside.
Oh, really?
Right, the independent, that they said, yeah, we'll show them and let people know when they're playing. Hey, we love you coming in, but for the others, if it's cold and rainy and you want to just watch it on TV with some popcorn, hopefully we can get it out. Alright? Oh, yeah, guess what? I never heard so I like, so the concept is, and then he goes to vacation. Well, guess what? I'm going to ask. We have 2 opportunities. Okay, we're going to start in 2 minutes, but we have 2 opportunities, if you want, to take the podium tonight to say some words. One is the public hearing on the 2025 budget. And one is just the open to the public for 5 minutes to say anything that your heart desires. Would you like to sign in for any of those? Are you good? What year are you at Aquinas? You're a senior. You don't want to start a CJ? Flaherty? CJ Flaherty? Junior. What's your last name? No, that's kind of a small school. You guys. You want another glass of water? Okay. All right. You can't talk. I wouldn't let you get up there on the back. I would have no idea what's going to come out of your mouth, but it would be fun. 6 years.
He could pick a topic of his choice.
All our people. Do you want to talk? Which one do you want to talk to? You want to do the 5 minutes? Is it? Oh, so you'll do this. Summary of what we shared all the city.
Something like that. Has all the extra ones and stuff.
Hey Bridget, this young lady lives at Monarch and missed our show last week. So, oh Rosa, I know who you are. We emailed back and forth, and well, I sent it to the Board of Elections, and they said they got back a hold of it. Yeah. Okay. Well, then we'll at that point. Okay. Well, that's okay. We know. All right.
Gotcha. Okay. I guess I went down again.
It's all mine. I'm on part 2.
Oh, you know what? I think I did hear her. I'll just say that.
He's a freaking flop.
So what are we going to do? I can tell you anything.
everybody videotape everything.
It's upper 30s and sunny today.
Now, I know.
Yeah, there's a we should have done, we should have planned. I believe we should be up there.
Last night's meeting, you saw.
I want to sit up
Are we all set? That's pretty good, because it's 7:37, actually, it's exactly when I started to do the workshop, 7:37. So, welcome everybody to the October 17, 2024 regular town board meeting at Webster. The Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can you roll call, please?
Supervisor Flaherty.
Here.
Councilwoman Cataldi. Present. Councilman Cahill.
Here.
Councilwoman Wynn. Here. Councilwoman Wright. Here. Town Attorney Genesi.
Present. Okay, before we start, and I open the public hearing on the 2025 preliminary budget, I want to just say that 2 weeks ago at our town board meeting here in this room on October 3rd, anybody who's here, or anybody who watched it live, or anybody who's watched the tape, I have a few apologies I want to give out because that meeting was not the best effort, especially from my perspective as the supervisor. I want to start with Ginny Wynn. Ginny went in to table a resolution and I cut her off. And that's inappropriate. And it's interesting in hindsight, if you watch that tape, if I wouldn't have cut Ginny off and she tabled it and it got tabled, we still would have had a lot of dialogue on that resolution, even though we wouldn't have voted on it that night. And I think things would have gone a lot smoother. So there's a lesson that I can learn from that, and I want to apologize to you. I also want to apologize to Councilwoman Wright because you might notice on today's board meeting agenda that there is no queue up of who gives the motion and who seconds it. We're gonna not do that for some time being. We're gonna think about that, Jennifer, because I know that was your idea, and it's a good idea. Last week that resolution had queued up with Patty doing the motion and me seconding. I think it's best for us right now to just let it be the way it's been for years here, and it be more organic per se, that if a board member wants to make a motion, whether it's for the resolution or if they want to make a motion to table, it's not written on the agenda who's going to make motions for that resolution. So I just wanted to give you a heads up that we'll come back to that, but let's let it just sleep for a little bit. And then last but not least, and this is really an apology to John Cahill, but it also extends out to Ginny Wynn and to Jennifer Wright. Because if you watched that tape or you were here, John Cahill asked a legitimate question, and I think it was to Brayton Connor, when he was up at the podium describing the process that we had done for the town legal services. And John, if I remember correctly, you asked, can we now talk to some of the law firms? And I just impetuously jumped in, and Irish temper took over. I was annoyed, I guess, and I said, why don't we just end this charade? We know you've been talking to those law firms anyway. I now know that was unequivocally, irrefutably inaccurate. He had not been talking to those law firms, Ginny had not been talking to those law firms, and neither had Jennifer. So that was unconscionable on my part, and I really want to apologize for that, and I just hope I can do better in the future. We all can learn, so.
Well, and I appreciate the apology, and my reaction to the accusation was completely inappropriate also, so I apologize for that.
I would have been ticked off myself if somebody said I did something I didn't do, John, so no need to apologize. So, anybody else want to say anything before we, that was not on the agenda, Denise, but I didn't know how to really put that on the agenda. So, anyway.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So this is interesting because nobody signed in to speak at the public hearing about the 2025 budget. We just, for anybody that was here, and a lot of people in the audience were here when Paul Adams just did the last agenda item at the workshop a few minutes ago and explained the preliminary budget. And really the preliminary budget that was adopted by this board in early September has not changed as far as what we're proposing for the final.
Not changed.
I always, on one hand, I am like, okay, nobody's here to really ask any questions because we've done such a wonderful job, and it is a 6-month process. It is, we start in early May and it ends in late October. I'll call this late October, sometimes even November at times. It is a robust process to create this budget. When you have an organization of this size that is $46, $47 million in expenditures a year, something like that, it takes a lot of effort and process to establish what it's going to be. Many of our department heads are here tonight, which I really appreciate, because they're so instrumental in that process. It's almost as though we have 14 different organizations under the umbrella of the Webster government. To the taxpayer, you know, they're looking at Webster government as one entity. How much am I paying in taxes? And for what I'm paying in taxes, what is the services I'm getting? And that's a pretty accurate rendition, very succinct. The 14 different departments, the department head is the CEO of their department. They're trying to figure out, when Adam Traub is trying to run the library, he's trying to figure out how to run his organization with the money that he's going to have in the budget to give the maximum service to the community. And there's always a balance and a challenge in that. And we all know that. We have that same challenge in our households when, you know, your family is bringing in money and spending money. There's a give and take there. It's the same thing with how we develop a budget. I've been very happy the last few years. I think the town department heads have been incredibly professional and mindful of, you know, you can't come in and ask us for a $5 million increase. You know, yeah, maybe we need that, but there's got to be, we can't go out to the taxpayers and just double the taxes. It is a delicate balance. And as we said earlier, and I'll get off my soapbox, anybody watching the workshop, when Paul presented the final preliminary budget, I was incredulous. I said, with all that we got going on, how did that come out so good? And as he explained, we had a lot of unknowns going into 24, and a lot of those became known and through some good negotiation with Coke Fairlife, which I have to thank. There's too many people to thank on that. And just other things that fell into place. I feel confident that we also have laid the foundation that all other factors being equal, Paul, we're in good shape for 26, 27, all other factors equal. This world, you can't count on that. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? But at least what's in front of us right now, I think we're in good shape. So, That's my monologue. I will open the public hearing. If anybody has changed their mind and wants to take the podium about a question, this part is a question about something on the budget. And then if nobody does take the podium, I'll close it, and then the board members can make comments or questions, and I promise that I won't say anything else. So, the public hearing is open. Does anybody want to take the podium to ask any questions or make any statements about a line item or the 2025 budget in totality? So that matches up, it looks like what we had signed in. Charlie, I'm going to close the public hearing. Now, does the board members have anything they want to ask? They didn't ask Paul during the workshop, or make any comments about the 2025 preliminary budget?
No, I just want to agree with what you're saying. It's a long, long process, and the amount of work that our department heads go through and put into the budget, and emphasize the amount of work that Paul did. I remember that conversation with respect to 2025 budget last year. I think I was in that discussion. And yeah, it was very eye-opening to see it come in the manner in which it has, is tantamount to the amount of work that everybody put into this budget. And there's a reason that the budget process in the town is as long as it is. So thank you, everybody, for all your input.
I would like to echo John's comments. Thank you to all the department heads. We really appreciate your responsibility and that you take your duties seriously and that you are dedicated to providing great services for the people in this town. It's at a cost that we hope they can continue to afford. Sorry, I didn't.
Nothing more I can say, they said it all.
Well, okay. Our next agenda item tonight is the open to the public where a speaker can get up and say anything.
We got to vote on the budget
Well,
first, don't we?
I think we're doing that after, no, I'm sorry. I'm dyslexic in reading this tonight, you're absolutely correct. And I will say, we had the resolution to adopt this budget on the agenda. We always knew that we would potentially table it if there was a bunch of pitchforks and 60 people came in and were ready to run us all out of town, exaggeration at the point. Once again, nobody got up. I think the budget is pretty solid. The fact that nobody has got up, even in the last couple of weeks since it was in the Webster today, we haven't really gotten any negative comments or questions that we haven't been able to answer pretty quickly. So I would be okay with us making a motion and having a vote on adopting that budget tonight.
That's what
I'm fine.
Well then, John, you bring up a great point. You're the liaison to the finance firm. You were in that meeting where we both looked at each other like, we better pack our bags and leave town because 2025's budget could be ugly.
So I would move that we vote to adopt the Town of Webster 2025 budget.
Second. Councilman Cahill.
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn. Aye. Supervisor Flaherty.
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi.
Aye.
Councilwoman Wright. Aye.
Okay, I hope we don't chase the department heads out because I really think this is gonna be fun, the next part of this, right? You guys, we should serve popcorn. The next item is the open to the floor to the speaker, and we had somebody sign in tonight, Rosa Eisenman, who lives over at CDS Monarch. And Rosa, unfortunately, wasn't able to make an event that Kim Doyle in the supervisor's office, Bridget Harvey, the director of communications, and myself did over there last week. We had a very fun Q&A with 15 plus residents over there. Boy, are they wily. But Rosie, you weren't able to make it.
No, because I have to go to temple.
I know, so jump up there and
I just wanted to say, I'm new to Webster, and I used to live in a city, and I got a chance to move into the Monarch, CDS Monarch Senior Living, and they're beautiful apartments. Took me about, it'll be 2 years in January that I moved in, and I'm getting used to the town living as opposed to city living. And when I lived in the city, we worked on the, I don't know if anybody heard of the capsule apartments run by Rochester Management, which used to run CDS. I was one of the people that was on board to build the new apartments, improvement, and it took them 7 years, but they finally built these nice 55 and over apartments. And you know, I still have a lot of friends, so I go back and forth, and for me, it's nice to come to like a meeting like this to see what's going on. But I also found out, my friend said, well, Rosa, why are you moving to Webster? It's all Republican. And so I had a hard time, but I don't know what the ratio is, but you know, it doesn't really matter right now. But the election is coming up, and Mr. Flaherty was trying to help me with, because I used to be an election inspector for many, many years, and then they changed everything, and you know, now they use computers. I was there when they were doing the little things, you know, you have to close the screen.
I wish they were still using those.
What?
So I wish they were still using those.
Yeah. So anyways, I'm here because I want to see how the town functions. I'm not a homeowner, so I don't think the budget has anything to do with me, but, you know, I just want to say it's a nice town, and I hope that I get to, you know, stay longer, because I had my ambition of maybe moving back to the, moving back, but I want to give it, you know, it's very dangerous in the city right now, especially when you have a Kia, which I have. I was afraid to go in the city because it was broken into twice. So anyways, Webster is where life is, I thought it was where life is worth living.
Correct.
But they used to have those thing on the expressway, like a flower bed or something, and then it's missing now. I don't know what happened to it. So anyways, that's my spiel.
well, thanks,
Welcome to Webster.
Welcome to town, Rosa, and I noticed that you're wearing a Webster t-shirt, so.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, Webster Museum.
Yeah, I
Fantastic.
volunteered when I first moved to
Great.
be at Webster Museum for.
Wonderful. Thank you for that.
Okay.
Well, thanks. Well, look at that.
I thought they had to stay.
You know what? I can see who the star of the show is, Rosa. Now that you're done, they're all like, we can leave.
Everybody's running out, I hear.
I got it. I understand how this works. Okay, next up, we have 2 minutes to be considered for approval. Dean and I want to give you a lot of credit because I know that you had to write a lot for the regular town board meeting on the 3rd. Hopefully we'll save you that this week and we have it. I did review both of them. I make a motion that we approve the October 3rd, 2024 workshop minutes.
Second. Supervisor Flaherty.
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi.
Aye.
Councilman Cahill.
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn. Councilwoman Wright. Aye.
And then I settled in for a couple hours and read the October 3rd, 2024 town board meetings and thought how I really caused you a lot of problems, but they were accurate. I make a motion that we approve those.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty.
Aye.
Councilman Cahill.
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi.
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn. Councilwoman Wright. Aye.
I know it was Jennifer.
Yes, it was. I reviewed all of the bills, and I move to consider by the finance director.
Second.
Councilman Wright? Aye. Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi? Aye. Councilman Wynn?
Aye.
And I make a motion to approve the prepaid warrants as submitted by the Director of Finance of all items.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilman Wynn?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi? Aye. Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilman Wright? Aye.
And I make a motion to approve the purchase orders as submitted by the Director of Finance of all items.
Second. Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi? Aye. Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilman Wynn?
Aye.
Councilman Wright? Aye.
Okay. Paul, do you want to give any highlights to the
Yes.
next two?
Yeah, the next two resolutions deal with budget transfers and amendments for the 2024 budget. Some of the transfers, we converted most of our employees to high deductible health insurance for 2024. And so in turn, that increased the amount of HSA contributions. So there's some transfers to true up those lines. Chips road materials went up a bit. The sewer department is purchasing some new billing software and some work order software, so there's some transfers to come from there. On the amendment side, we're increasing law enforcement compensation to match up to the settled union contract, as I stated at the workshop. The contract wasn't settled till March of 2024, which was after the budget was adopted, so we're just making an amendment to right-size that line. Also, the highway department is purchasing a vac truck early. It was scheduled for the 2025 budget, but due to availability issues, they're purchasing it now. They'll save the money in 25, so we have to make an adjustments to make that happen in 24. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been able to get the truck. So,
And I gotta say, Paul, you are very consistent that you give this list of proposed transfers and amendments out to the board. It's gotta be a week before the meeting.
yeah, that was early this time.
Yeah, you get them out early. I appreciate that.
Well,
And, so, John?
Sure. So I would move that we approve the budget transfers as presented by the Director of Finance.
Second. Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilman Wynn?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi? Aye. Councilwoman Wright? Aye.
I would also move that we approve the 2024 budget amendment as presented by the Director of Finance.
Second. Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi? Aye. Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilman Wynn? Aye. Councilwoman Wright? Aye.
Okay, and I promise, this is the last thing about budget tonight, but I feel like I gotta protect it. Paul, I think, just scheduled with like the 6 biggest departments for the third quarter of 24's budget to actual. And these meetings with the liaison of the department, the supervisor, Paul, and the department head, when we come out of them, it portends, are we gonna do better in 24? Are we trending higher on revenues actually than we budgeted? And are we trending lower on actual expenses for the year than we budgeted? I gotta tell you, and this was going on long before I was supervisor, this town has always conservatively budgeted. Budgeted expenses high, budgeted revenues low, and the actuals have always come in better, which is a great way to budget. And I'm hoping that that's what we're gonna see after these 6 meetings, that 24 is trending that way too. Now, what Paul said earlier is that in our fund balance policy, we had a ton of money that was in our reserves because of that good budgeting. And that actually means if we have too much money in the bank account, the reserves, we gotta give it back to the taxpayers. We can't hoard that money, and that's what we're doing. And I like our fund balance policy has a governor on it to give the money back to the taxpayers and lower the tax rate and the levy, but I still like the fact that we're practicing something that started, Patty, you've been on the board the longest, it's been going on for years, conservative budgeting.
Yes.
And when you conservatively budget, your actuals come out where you have better than you expected, so you have money going into the savings account. Anyway, get off my soapbox on that one. Okay, did we do Woodard last, on the public hearing on Woodard?
I believe we did.
Okay, so this one.
But this one is to dissolve. This one probably needs some explanation.
Explain?
Yeah.
Do you want to have a crack at it? Okay.
Are you gonna get mad?
I think I've,
Because I'm mad.
although Art's here, I don't know if Art wants to say anything.
No, go ahead.
But I would point out, and we put that in the this in the resolution, put this information in there. This is the 9th resolution in regard to this particular extension to sewer district that has been passed by this board since 2021. We were working on it before this, so we're talking 3 years of a lot of work, a lot of time expended for, it should have been a fairly simple process, but because of a lot of circumstances, which I'm not going to get into now, we were unable to follow through, and as a result of the district which we town board has on a number of occasions actually approved and created, the persons who are part of it have either consented or requested that we just not follow through. We will do more work on it, and we are therefore going to dissolve the district because it is an entity on town assessment rolls, and it's an actual formal body, which this is the first time I've done this, so in my history here, 26 years, the first time we actually dissolved any kind of district, what we're doing. So, the board has any questions, I'll be glad to answer. There's 2 attachments. One is a plan, proposed dissolution plan, which I put together. I just really just took the law, broke it down, and tried to add a little comment to each of the sections. There's really not much here. There are no assets to this district.
So,
And I did put in I did add the meets and bounds, so you can see what the district consists of. It's basically 6 properties in Linda Lane, in the town district. I'm sorry, Linda Lane, Whole Road, and North Shore. So, in any event,
so
we're moving forward with, we'll set a public hearing, anybody can speak, although obviously the most important people would be those who are affected.
So Charlie just proved that he is way more of a gentleman than I will ever be. Because I know between him, our patron, and Rick Canale, and other people in town, this has been a very frustrating process because, correct me if I'm wrong, either one of you, 6 homeowners that just wanted to get rid of their septic systems and tie into our sewer system. We're like, fantastic. And we went through the legal process and we had to go to New York State. And for lack of better terms, New York State hasn't changed their threshold of how much it costs to do this in 30 years, 40 years, something like that. And
They lowered it.
they lowered it, that's right, they lowered it.
During COVID, when everything else, I say everything,
You know what, I just threw
when
something.
everything else started going up in costs, including construction costs, labor costs, supply chain,
Right.
et cetera, they lowered this amount, so we had to go and get their permission, which we're going to be doing on Woodard Road
Right.
subsequently as well, once that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It-
we never did get their permission.
They didn't, and the 6 homeowners, all they want to do is tie into our sewer system and not have to go buy new septics, and for all the reasons, right? And it's just so frustrating because we can't do that for them. where it took 3 years, 9 resolutions, going to the state, and I think they just finally said uncle.
Yeah.
Is that essentially what came up?
And I know that one homeowner, one resident, they had to make the improvements to their system, they couldn't wait any longer.
Right,
So
yeah,
now
yeah.
they've invested in that, and
Why would they want
It's
to
too
invest
late,
in a
yes.
sewer extension if it's gonna
Yeah.
cost the same amount of money?
Anyway, very frustrating. So that's that, and here are the 2 resolutions, I guess it's sewer related, lucky you.
so
Patty.
I would move that we schedule a public hearing on November 7th, 2024, to consider a plan to dissolve a special improvement district, specifically the Linda Lane extension, to the townwide sanitary sewer district, north of Charles E. Sexton Memorial Park, east of Holt Road in the town of Webster, and to be advertised in the Webster Herald, October 23rd, 2024. Thank you.
Councilwoman Cataldi,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wright, Supervisor Flaherty,
Aye.
Councilman Cahill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn.
Aye. And subsequent to that, we are closing the Linda Lane sewer line project. So I would move that we do close the Linda Lane sewer line project, H0233.
Second. Councilwoman Cataldi,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn, Supervisor Flaherty,
Aye.
Councilman Cahill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wright.
Aye.
Just on me, is that why the fellows are here tonight, the fill permit, or is anybody? Do you know? Okay. I didn't know if anybody who was applying for the fill permit was here tonight, so.
It's me.
Oh, well, keep your way, you got your letter, but go on.
Tonight, I'd like to request approval for a fill permit. This is for 17 Ridge Road. This is the JDS Farm property. They are, I'm just noticing here on the letter that I signed, I said 1710 Lake Road, so please just strike that and know that it's Ridge Road in the first line of that. They are, in your package, you will see some pictures there of what they are looking to do. It is an active farm. This is actually a cattle lot, and they are looking to improve it, improve some of the, improve upon the erosion of the lot itself, as well as improve its visuals from the road. They've kind of done some of this similar type of work on the other side of the road, and they're looking to just mirror that. They are going to take advantage of fill that is being offered up at the Coke Fairlife construction site, and I am told they have very good topsoil, very nutrient-rich topsoil to do final grade seed.
Can I also assume that perhaps there's a typo in this, and it's actually the Schreiber family?
It is the Schreiber family.
Okay.
Yeah. I will correct that for the record.
Any questions?
I have no questions.
I would make a motion to approve the fill permit for JDS Farm Property LLC at 1710 Ridge Road.
Second.
Supervisor Flaherty,
Aye.
Councilman Cahill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn, Councilwoman Wright. Aye.
Wow. Well, next, I guess this would be, I would say that Councilman Cahill and Councilwoman Talby could give some color on this before we vote on it. You, Ted, because you're the liaison to sewer, and John, because you somewhat left for the final negotiation of this the last couple of months.
The color that I could add to this is that this has been an ongoing project that we embarked on 3 years ago. with an energy performance contract company, Navitas. And it started with some asset renewal, and then it went into full-blown water resource recovery facility, which we will have when this project is done, to bring it into present day. So along the way, we've had several amendments to this. This is the final amendment to bring this project to its conclusion. And if we didn't have enough going on along the way, then Coke Fairlife came to town, which changed a lot of the specifications. I will say that they did come to town. One of the main reasons was because of what we were doing in creating that water resource recovery facility. And that helped them to choose us. So we had the capabilities to process what they would be sending us, but it caused some redesigns and some changes midstream. So this has been, it's been an ongoing project where we've had to be able to adjust as we move along. Sometimes we felt like we were building the plane as we were flying it. We were midair and we didn't have one of the wings on yet. So I want to thank Councilman Cahill, who wanted to take a very close look at this third amendment and see if there weren't any further savings that the town could realize in that. And that's as much color as I'm going to give, and perhaps Councilman Cahill would like to take over.
Well, I just want to thank Supervisor for the opportunity, and also to Art and Rick. You know, I had a lot of catching up to do with the first two amendments. I spent probably, 3 weeks at least, to a month, reading through the contractual language, speaking to Rick and Art on the phone on numerous occasions before we sat down with Dennis, who represented Navitas, and they did agree to change some of the contractual language, which benefited the taxpayers significantly. So it was interesting, to say the least, and very educational. But we are building a state-of-the-art facility over there. The dryer building is one of the significant factors, I believe, that will save the taxpayers millions of dollars over the years in revenue that we will be seeing. So we were looking ahead with respect to that. So I give you and your team, kudos for the foresight you had.
Anybody else want to say anything? If you guys don't mind, I'd like to read this motion, because I want to add in something that isn't on the agenda. I want to add in the specific dollar amount of this third amendment, and also what that brings the total contract cost up. So it's important to have that in the resolution. So I would make a motion. I can't make this motion. One of you do it and add that specific dollar amount of the third amendment and what the total cost, original contract between amendments is?
So I would make a motion that we authorize the supervisor to sign the third and final amendment on the the Article 9 Energy Performance Contract. This amendment increase is $23,348,802, bringing the revised contract sum, including this amendment, to the project of $85,327,849. This contract is between Navitas and the town of Webster on the wastewater treatment facility project. And again, my motion is to authorize the supervisor to sign that amendment.
Second.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn? Aye. Councilwoman Wright? Aye.
And I will say, I had the chance to talk to Finance Director Paul Adams and Deputy DPW Commissioner, head of the Sewer Department, Art Patron, today, just to reiterate to them that if this goes through tonight, they're going to be the VIPs of the town the next year as this plant is built, because Art similar to what he did on the phase 1 of the project, overseeing Barton and Judas as the engineers, Lou Heron, O'Connell. Pretty much is overseeing, I hope you don't take it the wrong way, Navitas, the Navitas, the one throat to choke. I hate to say it, that's what it was sold to us as. And then Paul, it's an open book contract, very different. So Paul will be probably weekly working with certain people at the Navitas, whether it's finance or whatever, to make sure we understand that open book aspect. Patty Cataldi and I had a chance a couple months ago to sit down with Kobe, I always forget his name, is it Camper?
Camp Schroeder.
Camp Schroeder, who owns, one of the owners. And we said, you know, just to give you some perspective, I mean, this is an $85 million contract. It's the biggest thing we've ever done in Webster, so I just wanted you to know, if you have frustrations with Art because he's on you about things, or you have frustrations with Paul because he keeps calling you about, I want to know this and this and that, don't be frustrated with them, be frustrated with me and the town board, because that's the instruction we gave them. It's an $85 million contract. We need to watch it over the next year, so.
I think it's also important to mention that while our sewer treatment plant is being upgraded, at the same time, Coke Fairlight is building their project. And we need to stay ahead of them so that when they're done and they're ready to send their influence to us, that we're ready to receive it. So there's a lot of coordination going on right now with respect to those two projects, and we definitely need to stay ahead of them. So it's a big climb, I understand. But you guys are doing a great job.
They really are, and a couple of them are here tonight, I mean, I like working with these guys, and I think they're doing well by us, but like I said to Kobe, do you realize that there's a highway garage being built in town that was bonded for $28 million? Not many people talk about it, and the reason is because 3 times the size of that project is the sewer plant. If the sewer plant project wasn't going on, the highway garage would be by double the largest project ever done in town. Think about that. But it just gives some perspective. It is the largest project we've ever done. We have to really watch it and make sure that we're maximizing all those owner allowances and contingencies and all of that stuff. That's our job, so.
Yeah. And just meeting with our, I think it was last week, we were talking about areas of saving money. And they're on a daily basis, looking at where they can save money. I'm thinking, I can't remember exactly what it was, but they saved like $7,000 over what the projected cost was. And that's the sort of thing that they're doing on a daily basis.
If you pick up 7,000 every day for the next 365 days, someone do that math real quick? Anyway, moving on. I wish Matt Chatfield from Webster Economic Development Alliance was here tonight to explain this. But Charlie, since you, and really it's been you, myself, and Matt at the table with Xerox in the village of Webster on this the last, oh my goodness, I don't even know how many months. It's been going on since I became supervisor. But this master road dedication and land transfer agreement is between the village of Webster, the town of Webster, and Xerox Corporation. There's 3 parties to this. The village of Webster did a resolution at their board meeting last week to authorize their mayor to sign it. They did. If we authorize me to sign it as the supervisor tonight, then I will send it to the head of worldwide real estate for Xerox for them to execute. In layman terms, this contract is about taking the roads on the Xerox campus that are currently private roads, Panama and Orchard, which kind of encompass around the west campus of Phillips. Mitchell Dean, which runs almost a mile through the middle of the campus. Those roads within this contract, there is the description of grants, federal, state, and all that, that will come in and ultimately have the village of Webster take dedication to those roads and take them out of the private domain and into the public domain. The only part of this that really has anything to do with the town of Webster is the 3 to 4 acres that the town is getting from Xerox at no cost to build a 1,600-foot road extension of Bolter Parkway running from what is Yankee Stadium now to Salt Road. I think, Charlie, when we sat down with Don White from the village and the mayor and Xerox and all that, we quickly saw that the contract, that there's 6 pages of verbiage, there's about a third of a page that has to do with us. So it's pretty simple for us. To be very honest with you, I'm not thrilled with the sequence of this contract because a lot of things have to happen with Panama, Orchard, funding, village, Xerox, and then when they happen, then Xerox will deed over 4 acres for us to now build a road. I couldn't tell you when that's going to happen. Could be a year, could be 2 years, could be 3 years. I'll be interested to see once this contract is executed. I've kept contact with Coach Fairlife. They wanted this 1,600-foot road extension. I tried to be very upfront with them. We'll do our best to get it built, but we're not paying Xerox for that land.
Correct.
And they understand that, so we'll deliver a copy to them, just like we said we would. And then if they want their 18-wheelers to go down that extension next October so they can get to Salt Road and have on and off-ramp access to 104, I just don't know if they're going to have that. But they can come to the table maybe with, Xerox and, I don't know. Those are 2 large private companies. But I've pretty much said on behalf of the town board and finance and attorney, this is all we can do as the town government. We're not buying the land.
Right.
So this agreement is unequivocally irrefutable in that. But it's when we get access to the land I have no idea. A lot of things have to happen with federal funding, federal earmarks, state grants, that the village and WIDA and Xerox and whatever they're trying to do on Panama, Orchard, and Mitchell. That's my best explanation of this.
Sounds like it's the first step.
Yeah, well,
We've
once,
cleared one
Yeah.
hurdle.
once all that goes through, and then they'll offer for dedication.
We're not getting, I guess, anything dedicated. We'll extend the town road, Bolter Parkway, 1,600 feet, and it'll continue to be a town road. When that happens, that's the fun just beginning, because I don't know what the county will say about Salt Road. Will it need a light? Will it need a 4-way light? Will it need stop signs? Because as you cross over as you cross over the extension of Bolter heading west and hit Salt, you'd cross Salt, you're on Mitchell Dean. And I can't blame Xerox. They're like, we don't want that while it's still a private road. And you want to know something? I don't blame them. I don't blame them. They don't want more traffic on their campus for a road that they own and have to maintain. Once it's in the village's ownership, great. And we get some connectivity through that campus. And I'll leave you with this. That is foundational. When you get those roads into the public, the village or the town, that's foundational to Xerox being able to sell off 80-acre parcels to private developers. Private developers are not going to want private roads or all that. They want public roads. So, we'll see.
It'll be interesting for sure.
I would move to authorize the supervisor to sign a master road dedication and land transfer agreement between the Village of Webster, the Town of Webster, and Xerox Corporation.
Second.
Councilwoman Cataldi? Aye. Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilman Wynn?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ray?
Well, we got one more tonight, once again, I wish Matt Chatfield was here, Josh, but you think you can do a reasonable facsimile for what this is?
Sure. The Restore New York grant program is something that the town has previously pursued for the West Webster Hamlet area. There is a new round of funding that is available. The program really is targeted towards the rehabilitation of vacant and/or blighted properties. So, working with Matt and Lita, we are putting together a proposal for this next round of funding. The first step of which is the town board and the supervisor being able to sign a letter of intent notifying the state that we will be submitting an application. And the two properties in this year's application are focused around 600 Ridge Road, the former Webster Furniture Stripper property, and 602 Ridge Road, the former Jade Palace property. So applications are due by December 20th, but the letter of intent is due October 23rd. So that's why we're bringing this here tonight.
Anybody have any questions on that?
No.
I would move that we authorize the town supervisor to sign a letter of intent on the Restore New York grant for the West Webster Hamlet.
Second.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ray?
Aye.
And that concludes the formal part of tonight's meeting. We go to what I always think is the most fun part. The round table. I know you're running the camera, Maria. Do you have, no, you're not part of the round table? No? I guess what then?
He's not trying to put you on the
You know,
spot either.
but plus I found out how you make decisions tonight and went, well, we're not gonna do that. Keith Mortimer, well, that's a perfect segue.
Nothing to add.
I can't believe that, Keith. Yeah. How's your first 5 months as the town engineer?
Good.
Good.
Busy, good. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. We try to keep it interesting.
Yeah. You've done that in spades.
Well, moving along, Josh. Stop back to follow.
No, we're business as usual in Community Development Department. We have welcomed several new staff members over the past several weeks, so we're working on getting them up to speed on our processes and procedures, and doing well.
Great.
It's nice to see those spots being filled. So
Yes, it
it
is.
helps ease the workload for everybody.
Absolutely.
The budget's adopted.
Really?
The next step
When did that
is
happen?
to compile all the tax roll data, get it over to Monroe County, and then the Monroe County Legislature approves it, I think around the 10th of December. So then it becomes the official roll. And tax bills get printed in January.
And it all starts again.
Jen?
You know what, I've been spending an awful lot of time driving back and forth between my house and my parents' house, helping them out. And what I would like to say is a public announcement is it's getting dark out. And be very careful because there's deer running everywhere right now. So just drive slow, keep your eyes open, honk your horn if you're driving by a field, just to keep them away from your car. But it's that time of year, so drive safe.
I want to remind everyone that the Town of Webster, in partnership with the Webster Health Education Network, Webster Police Department, we're doing a drug take back next Saturday, October 26th. It's going to be right out here in front of our town court building from 10 until 2. So clean out your medicine cabinets and bring all those unused medications so that you can keep them from falling into the wrong hands.
Best tie collection I've ever seen. Charlie Genesi.
I don't have much to say. I would like to make a little bit of a shout out to our staff, particularly Mary Ann Lamb, for all the help she's been giving and all the time she's been spending and the effort she's put into organizing these attempts at getting these extensions approved, Woodard Road, Lincoln Lane, and some others, and helping out with the dissolution as well. So, well, Mary Ann, thank you.
Jenny?
Okay, I just wanted to thank everyone for being here today and the one watching at home. And also please come out to support our library and our museum and our local businesses and our nonprofit organizations as well. They all need our help. Without your support, they wouldn't be exist. So they exist because of you. And there's a lot of exciting events coming up in our hometown, especially in the village of Webster. Please check out the website and the local newspaper for details. And I hope everyone have a good night and God bless America.
Now, John, I know you're probably after Jennifer, you're thinking, where are those deer on the road?
Oh, I know where
Is
they
this
are.
bow season? No, bow
It's
season.
bow season.
No.
And we're gonna have
Shotguns.
we're gonna have some lovely weather this weekend, and hunters will be in the woods.
But you're not gonna be like on hard road hunting.
I hunt right in the village. We have deer in the village.
Okay, John, what would you like to say?
I just said it.
Yeah, I guess you
Enjoy the weekend. We're gonna have some nice warm weather, which is gonna be a great change from what we've been seeing in the last week or so. So, yeah, enjoy the weekend weather. Have fun raking leaves. I will not be doing that.
And last but certainly not least, Deneen.
Just business as usual in town clerk's office. We're wrapping up school tax collection season. And I'm running a lot. Almost 4 months in.
And I will say that our most recent monthly town clerk, tax collector meeting, I think Deneen is getting into her rhythm because she has some suggestions she wants to go over, and I'm like, this is awesome. She's kind of gone through the discovery mode and, whatever, and now she, after 4 months, has got some ideas, and I think they're very good ideas, and we'll be meeting next week now, so.
She had a great suggestion at the meeting yesterday too. I was very happy to see that.
I had no doubt we were, we knew when we were.
That was great input. It really was.
Thank you.
So without further ado, this meeting is adjourned.
I just told them, Angus, I said, they come to me, I
I think I chat with you every once in a while on Facebook.
Yeah.
I complain about this stuff. We gotta get you a good, I just have a camera. I wonder, I might have a camera. You know what? I have a camera that you can use. It's not that expensive. I don't know if it'll work for this. How do you stream it?